Steelers once again get embarrassed in the playoffs, and they were in a 21 nothing deficit, another 20-point deficit early on in the playoffs. Why would I expect anything more? You know, I mean that's been the case the past two times that we've been in the playoffs, and quite frankly, I'm gonna go over some stats before I get into this recap. It's not really much of a recap. It's just basically just talking about the Steelers really. But 2017 AFC divisional against Jacksonville. Steelers were down 21 to nothing. 2020 wild card against the Browns. Steelers were down 28 to nothing in the first quarter. 2021 AFC wild card against Kansas City. Steelers had a 7-0 lead thanks to a great play by TJ Watt. That was a defensive touchdown. Chiefs get 35 unanswered points and were ahead 35 to 7. Last year, 21-0 deficit against Buffalo. And now tonight, 21-0 deficit against Baltimore. You guys see a pattern here? This team falls behind early. They get in a big deficit. They wait until like the second half to get anything going, and it's too late. They get a bunch of garbage time. They get a bunch of garbage time stats to stat pad to save fate. Okay? And then you look, and then people have the nerve to say that, well, they fought hard, they gave it their all, they were in the game. Did you even watch the game? Like, just turn in your fan card. And how many more excuses is Mike Tomlin going to get? He's not only getting beat in the playoffs, he's getting beat badly. This loser, this glorified loser who's been head coach for 18 years now, has a 3-9 playoff record since losing Super Bowl 45. He has lost now 6 straight playoff games, 5 straight one and dones. Okay. This is his 8th one and done. You know how many one and dones Bill Cowher had? 2. And those were in his first 2 seasons as head coach. All right. 1992 and 93. Those were the only times that Bill Cowher's ever gone one and done. All right. Ever since then, Bill Cowher, every time the Steelers were in the playoffs under Bill Cowher, they won at least one playoff game. Tomlin can't even say that. Okay. He is now one more one and done away. Get a load of this. He is one more one and done away from tying Marty Schottenheimer for the most one and dones by a head coach in NFL history. And oh, by the way, unless the Vikings lose tomorrow, the Pittsburgh Steelers now have their 15th one and done in franchise history, which is tied with the Minnesota Vikings for most all time. It really is pathetic what this franchise has become. It really is. One of the most proud, prolific, storied franchises in NFL history have become jobbers. They have become a laughingstock. They have become an easy out in the playoffs. They have become a team that nobody fears anymore. And this game encapsulates that to a T. Any other franchise, all right, any other franchise would have fired this entire coaching staff after tonight's game. Any other franchise would have. And that's why I crack up at the Tomlin stands who say, well, if the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin, you know, his cell phone would be ringing in 5 minutes and he'd be hired on the spot in less than an hour. You know what my counter to that is? My counter to that is name another franchise who would tolerate this BS that Mike Tomlin has put together in the playoffs. Name me another franchise that would tolerate it. Exactly. You can't, because no other franchise would. Okay? And don't even say that The Steelers were competitive in this game. The Steelers gave it their all in this game. No, they didn't. Okay. No, 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 they didn't. No, they didn't. 28-14 is not indicative to how badly the Steelers lost this game. Okay. Once again, down 21 to nothing in the second quarter, down 21 nothing at halftime. All right. 45 total plays of offense, 280 total yards of offense. Baltimore had almost 500 total yards of offense tonight. I'm not even mad because I expected this. I expected this. But you can't even look competent in a loss. And that is what it just baffles me that this glorified loser in Mike Tomlin, okay, the Black Don Shula, okay, that's all Mike Tomlin is. He is the Black Don Shula with one less Super Bowl, okay? And we all know that. The Super Bowl that Mike Tomlin won, that was mostly Bill Cowher's team. 18 out of the 22 starters in that Super Bowl were Bill Cowher's players. Everyone knows that. They just don't have the balls to say it, okay? But going on, okay, Baltimore had almost 500 total yards of offense, 251 total passing yards for the Steelers, and Russell Wilson just retired, dude. Really, just retire. There's no way that a 37-year-old quarterback is coming back next year to play for this team and that he's the long-term solution. I don't care what Denver's paying him. I don't care, you know, what kind of a spark that he provides on offense. Russ, you're gone. I'm not bringing this guy back. Look, man, like I said, I like you. I've always been a fan of you. In my opinion, you're a Hall of Famer, but you're done. Okay? You're done. That's all there is to it. And you saw it tonight. It was evident. Froze up in the pocket, sacked again some more, couldn't make a play, tried to make stupid plays, tried to force passes. It was evident. Okay? Russ, you're gone. Just get out of here. For real. Just get out of here. Ride on out of here, okay? Ride on out of here. That's all I got to say. 11 first downs for the Steelers tonight. At one point, the first down count was 21-5 Ravens. Baltimore had 29 first downs on the night. They nearly tripled us in first downs, okay? Joey Porter Jr., I mean, you can always count on him for defensive holding. You can always count on him for defensive pass interference. The dude's a scrub. Dude's a bust. We had so much high hopes on Joey Porter Jr. because, he's the son of Joey Porter, and we all love Joey Porter, always talk trash to his opponents, but you know what? He at least backed it up. Guy's a scrub. Get out of here. Just get out of here. I don't care if it's you're going into your third year. You're trash. That's all there is to it. Can't go one play without committing a defensive holding penalty. Can't go one play without touching everybody. Dude sucks. That's all there is to it. Okay. 20 total, only 20 minutes and 27 seconds in time of possession. Okay. Derrick Henry ran hog wild on us. Ravens had the ball nearly twice as long as we did. Zay Flowers was out in this game, but you know what? They didn't need Zay Flowers for this game, okay? Because Derrick Henry did what he did the last game against us. He ran hog wild on us, nearly 200 yards rushing on us tonight, okay? Baltimore in the first half, 41 plays of offense in the first half, and 308 total yards of offense. Okay. Raven, I know what you're going to say about the defense. Well, the defense held the Ravens to just 7 points in the second half. So, you can't really say the defense did terrible. Guess what? The Ravens didn't need to do anything in the second half. Okay. Because our offense wasn't doing anything. Our offense was tiring out this defense. We couldn't make plays. We couldn't block anything. Baltimore was making the plays. And here's the clear night and day difference between John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin, okay? Clear night and day difference. The little things matter the most in the NFL, okay? You see Baltimore being disciplined and playing as a team when you see stuff like Mark Andrews making a catch at the goal line to convert a first and goal situation for the Ravens just before the first half's about to go over with. And he got the ball as quickly as he can to the hash line. All right. As quickly as he possibly could, saved about a second for the Ravens on the play clock to run another play and to spike the ball. And they got a touchdown out of it. Okay. You see how disciplined they are doing that. You know what one of our guys would have done if we were in that situation? They would have celebrated the catch and just waste time. Do I need to remind you guys of what Chase Claypool did a couple years ago? That is the night and day difference between John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. John Harbaugh disciplines his team. John Harbaugh whips his team into shape. He preps up his team. He believes in the fundamentals. Mike Tomlin is a spineless coward who doesn't know football at all. Guy can't even spell the word football. He couldn't spell football if I spelled out the whole word and left off the 2 L's. All right? He's clueless. He's cowardly. He's afraid. And you see it when stuff like it's 4th and inches in the first quarter. You're only down 7-0. Okay? And you know that you have a quarterback that can QB sneak it and get a first down. It's not like it's 4th and 5 or anything. Like if it was 4th and 5, 4th and 7, 4th and 8, whatever. Okay? Punt the ball away. Nothing you can do there. Or if you want to go for, you're not going to go for a first down in your own territory right there. Okay? Just punt the ball away. But it's 4th and inches. You have a quarterback that can QB sneak it. You have a running back who is a downhill runner in Najee Harris, and that's another guy I'm not bringing back in Najee Harris. Sorry, bro, you're gone. Not giving you a 5th year. Okay? You're a one-trick pony at running back. You're a downhill runner. You dance around too much when you're going north and south. Sorry, bro, you're gone. Get out of here. I like you as a person, but you're just not, it just hasn't worked out. Not giving you a 5th year. Instead of running it with Najee Harris, instead of running it with a Jalen Warren, all you need is less than a yard to get a first down. And the Steelers punt on 4th and inches. They punt. I surrender. I surrender. You win this game, Ravens. Okay? We don't live in our fears, though. And people that say that Mike Tomlin gets the most out of less talent that he has, that's the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. It really is. You have it backwards with him. Okay? Mike Tomlin does less with more. And he's done that his whole career. This is the same coach who, like I said in the beginning, he won a Super Bowl with Bill Cowher's players. He made it to another one with half of the starters being Bill Cowher's players. And then after that group of players were gone, or at least mostly gone, guess what? Mike Tomlin had the most elite offense in the league for half a decade, 3 playoff wins. And you know the routine on this channel should only be 2, because Marvin Lewis out-choked Mike Tomlin in that 2016 wildcard game against the Bengals. So his record should actually be 2-10 since Super Bowl 45. 2-10. Okay? But that's Mike Tomlin. And now he has his own team, and he can't do anything. Because let me tell you something about doing more with less. When you do more with less, you outcoach your opponent. You outcoach the opposition on the sidelines. You outplay the other team. You do the fundamentals correctly more than they do. Do you see this Steeler team doing any of that? Instead, they just stumble ass backwards into wins, into games that they have no business winning. And I was really ticked off when people said, well, the Steelers got lucky against the Ravens in the first game. That really ticked me off. Because while I did acknowledge that, we didn't score a touchdown and that we're not going to win very many games scoring touchdowns, at the end of the day, I was like, still, we got the win. That's all that matters. Okay. But it ticked me off when people discredited the win. Okay. But now it's looking like that narrative is true. Okay. This team just simply didn't belong in the playoffs. That's all there is to it. When was the last time that the Pittsburgh Steelers genuinely belonged in the playoffs? In my opinion, 2017. 7 years. 7 years ago was the last time this team was a threat and this team was a favorite in the playoffs, at least in my opinion. And looking back on it, speaking of our last playoff win, which came in the 2016 AFC divisional against Kansas City, that was a game we won that we didn't score a touchdown, 6 field goals by Boswell right there. Okay. Speaking of that, remember after that AFC championship against the Patriots, what did Big Ben say? Big Ben said that he was contemplating retirement. And at the time, I was like, Ben, you're crazy. You really are. You're still in your prime. You still got good years left in you. Why are you contemplating retirement? And at the time, I thought it was just him just saying that so that the younger players on the team and the offense would just get their heads on straight. I mean this with all sincerity right now. Okay. I think Ben should have retired after that game. It would have been terrible to go out in a loss like that. Okay. Don't get me wrong. But looking back on that 8 years ago, Ben should have retired after that game. You want to know why he should have retired? Because here's the thing. The last 2 great years of Ben's career came in 2017 and 2018. So yes, he literally did have a few good years left in him. But what happened after 2018? The killer bees were gone after that. Antonio Brown was Antonio Brown. Le'Veon Bell was gone. And then Big Ben basically missed all of 2019, needing major surgery that took him out for the whole season. And then when he came back, he became just a check down merchant. Okay. He lost his best abilities as a thrower and as a quarterback. All right. I will say this until we get fresh blood on this team. Okay. Ben should have retired after 2016. You want to know why? Because if Ben did retire, I guarantee you we would have a younger quarterback now. And we would probably be a Super Bowl contender. We really would. So, yeah, Ben, I love you. You'll always be one of my favorite Steelers. But looking back on 2016, you should have retired after then. Because we could have a young quarterback right now that could win us playoff games and maybe even a Lombardi. I really mean that. Look at the talent that's come from quarterbacks over the years. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. The list goes on and on and on and on. We could have a young quarterback that could win us playoff games. I know a lot of people aren't going to like hearing that because they love Ben and he was the face of the franchise for 17 years. But guys, deep down inside that I'm right. So all I can say is thank God the season's over with. Thank God that I don't have to sit down here and cover this team for quite a bit because this team are a bunch of frauds. They don't belong in the playoffs. And to make things even worse, their season ended at the hands of the Baltimore Ravens. So, yeah, that's just the cherry on top of this collapse. 5 losses in a row to close out the season. Never close in this game. Never close at all. And you know that the Steelers aren't going to do anything. You know they're not going to do anything. They're just going to see it as, hey, well, we moved up a seed in the AFC from last year, and we only held the Ravens to 28 points. We're improving. This team has not evolved. They have not evolved. They just haven't. So, Steeler fans, just get ready for another underwhelming season in 2025. Get ready for more of the same, no changes, a crap off season. You know that they're just going to put a bunch of bandages on the glaring issues they have. You know they're not going to do anything. Same coaching staff's going to be here. Same GM's going to be here. Omar Khan, you're on the hot seat this offseason, Omar. You are on the hot seat. If I do not see serious changes from this team in the offseason, then I'm going to officially start calling for your head. I really am. Pitiful. Absolutely pitiful what this once great franchise has become. Unbelievable. But then again, like I said, I expected this. So call me negative all you want. Call me a fake fan all you want. Say that I have an agenda all you want. You know I'm right. And I hate the fact that I'm right about it. I'll never stop being a fan. I will never root for them to lose unless it's blatantly obvious that they need to tank to get better. That is a fact. But I'm sick and tired of this BS that happens year in and year out with this franchise. I really am. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Mac checking on out for the night. See you next year, everybody.